Welcome. Miami kicked off their 2024 season at home in Fort Lauderdale. In this game, we saw Miami beat Real Salt Lake 2-0. I was off of my prediction. I thought it was going to be 1-1. And to be honest, it was really close to aligning with what I thought. It could have been 1-1 in that game, but anyways, it ended 2-0. First goal of the game didn't really come as we expected. 39th minute, Robert Taylor scored, Messi assist. And, they were absorbing a lot of pressure, Real Salt Lake, at that time. And you really thought Suarez or Messi was going to score the goal. At least that's what it looked like. But through a mistake of Zach McMath, who, you got to be harsh on him because he was making some pretty good saves prior to that. But the Robert Taylor goal, it was pretty far out. And it snuck under Zach McMath. He could have done better there, but he didn't, which is fine. But anyways, that was the first goal of the game. 83rd minute, Diego Gomez goal. Really good play between Messi, Suarez, and Suarez just sweating it across goal for Diego Gomez. 83rd minute, it really shut Real Salt Lake down, who had a really good spell of possession and pressure, and it looked like they were going to tie it up. Even though we're looking at this scoreline, it does suggest Miami had it easy, and I guess it was, but kinda. Miami dominated the first half and Real Salt Lake most of the second half. But just like last season, Miami's defensive display was anything but clean. There were a couple of huge mistakes playing at the back from Christoph and Aviles. I did mention in my video, Christoph doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence back there. If you're building a great team such as they are Miami, I'm not too sure if he's your guy. He looks really uncomfortable playing out from the back, and it really showed. Christoph and Aviles, respectively, they presented two great opportunities to Chicha Arango and Andres Gomez. They tried to play out the back, it got cut off, and in both of these opportunities, Gomez and Arango could have easily passed it across goal to a teammate, and it would have been a wide open goal. Stats do suggest Miami dominated, but I wouldn't really say that it was as easy as these stats suggest. There were 15 shots from Miami, 8 of them on target. Possession, they had 55.1%. Let's just round that down to 55% possession for Miami, and most of that possession came in the first half, where I would suspect they had around 65, and the end of the game with only 55. So we can see Real Salt Lake really gave him a good run for their money. Looking at Real Salt Lake 17 shots, given only 2 of them were on goal, but I think probably 2 of the shots were in the first half, and then 15 of the shots were in the second. I gave my prediction on what I thought the lineup was going to be in the game, and it was similar to that. I got most of it right, but there were some interesting players that started the game for Miami. They went with Calendar, Yedlin, Aviles, Christoph, Alba. No surprise in the backline. That looks like that's the best backline they're going to present this season. In the midfield is where it gets interesting. As I thought they would, they lined up in a 4-3-3. They played Sergio Busquets at CDM. Completely understandable. Diego Gomez, they played at CM, and I thought he wasn't ready yet to play, but I guess he was fit, so that's great. He looked like a quality player. The big question mark is they played Julian Gressel at center mid. Kind of insane to me because I never would expect Julian Gressel to play center mid. Usually he's a winger or he plays a fullback because he loves to get a good cross in. In my opinion, I thought they were going to have Taylor at center mid, who has played there before, but it looks like Gressel is taking over that role from Taylor, as in being the player that can play anywhere. Up top, no surprise, Messi, Suarez, and Robert Taylor. Like I said, Taylor plays every game, and he's a good player. It seems like Tata Martino really loves him, and I'm not sure I'm behind the hype of Taylor. I think there could be better players, but hey, he got a goal. Throughout the game, the team switched up to a 4-1-2-1-2. Taylor and Suarez ended up playing up top like strikers, and Messi dropped in as a cam. So they didn't really play with a 4-3-3, but with Messi, what do you expect? He's not really going to stick to the right wing. He's going to float around and do as he pleases because he's Messi. Speaking on the Real Salt Lake end, they lined up in a 4-2-3-1. McMath, Brody, Vera, Glad, and Nelly in the defense. And may I say, I did say Justin Glad was going to be a big part of this game, and in the first half when they were absorbing so much pressure from the Miami team, Messi free kick, Justin Glad on the line, headed it off the line, and just, proved that he is a great center back, because besides that clearance off the line, he was throwing himself around the box like no one's business, blocking shots, closing down Suarez, getting physical with the players. I think he had a really good game. But anyways, going into the midfield, they had Palacio at CDM with Ojeda. Right attacking mid, they had Gomez. Center attacking mid, Ruiz. And left attacking mid, Luna, their talisman. Arango up top being the only out-and-out forward that they lined up with. Real Salt Lake just stuck to their formation. One thing I would say is there was a real emphasis on Brody going forward. Brody being their left back. Anelli not so much, their right back. So it was really weird to see Brody bomb up the pitch so much and Anelli really hang back. whether that's like a tactical decision or just Anelli not choosing to go up. Like it was a disbalance in the team, but it was good to see Brody up there so much. I think once he started pushing up there in the second half, that's when Real Salt Lake really controlled the game. You know what cojones you have to be chipping a player on the ground who's injured? You used him as a cone, Messi. But yeah, man of the match, obviously it's got to go to Messi. He had 1 assist. He had 1 hockey assist on the second goal, playing it to Suarez, who played it to Gomez. You know, Messi ended the game with 2 shots on target, and irrelevant, but his rating on FootMob was 8.4. So as I mentioned, Miami really struggled defensively, and as I mentioned in the preview, I thought Miami would struggle defensively just as it did last season, and this game really did show that. There is no real full control over the game. They seem to have these spurts where they control the game like they did in the first half, but in the second half it was the entirety of Real Salt Lake until that second goal came in, and then it just killed the hopes of Real Salt Lake. You're gonna have to address this problem in the defense, Miami, man. I don't know, if y'all can't play out of the bag, you're asking to get scored on. You're just lucky that Real Salt Lake wasn't maybe they were rusty, but you're lucky. They had a lot of chances. Honestly, they had a lot of chances to tie it up or even win. A low-key player that did pretty well for Miami that, you know, isn't in the spotlight like Suarez, Alba, Messi, would be Diego Gomez. You know, he had a good game in the midfield. He was linking up with Busquets, Messi really well, playing out of the back. He seemingly had no real big mistakes, unlike Callender, Christophe, Aviles. And yeah, I think, you know, in a team that has so much spotlight on other players, Diego Gomez is kind of like the dark horse, and he's doing pretty well for himself. Miami versus Real Salt Lake 2-0. That was the first game of the 2024 season. You know, I tried to do my in-depth analysis, but Real Salt Lake definitely had the opportunity to tie its game up or even win it in the second half. That was my review of the Miami versus Real Salt Lake game. First game of the 2024 season. We have a lot more to come this season, especially on opening week. I'm pumping these videos out, so y'all better, if you watch this video, thanks for clicking, I guess, but like, you're the GOAT, so